Alright, what is up guys? Bless Kyle here, and I'm going to bring you guys a little color correction tutorial, and it's all going to be within After Effects, and I'm going to show you guys how I do color correction, and I'm going to show you how I do color correction for Gears 1, Gears 2, and Gears 3. And I mean, it's not like really any over the top color correction, but I'll just show you a few different things you can do to make some nice CC that's not too over the top, and it'll go well with pretty much any song choice. So let's get started, and I'll start off with Gears 1, I guess. And so just drag your clip into the composition. And first things first, you're going to want to make a adjustment layer. And you're going to put all of your color correction on the adjustment layer. And as you can see, when people record with PVR, you'll get these little black bars on top and on the right. And to get rid of those, you could just scale up every clip, or on the adjustment layer if you type in transform. And then double click it while you're selecting adjustment layer. Go to scale, then put it up to 101. And that'll get rid of the black bars. Sometimes you can still see a little bit, and then just put it up to like 101.5, and it'll be golden. So now that you've gotten rid of the black bars, first thing I always put on after that is curves. And basically what curves does is the top portion dictates how bright or dark the brighter parts will be of the clip. Like, it'll affect the lights and just the brighter parts of the clip, really. And the bottom half affects the shadows and darker parts. And first thing I like to do is make a little bit of an S. To do that, I'll actually reset that. One sec, reset. Okay, and then just I'll just grab that from the corner right there, drag it up a little bit. And then same thing over here, grab about halfway and just drag it back onto there, and just kind of mess with that. And something I also like to do, grab the bottom left corner and drag it out a little bit, and we'll just kind of shade the darker parts together. And you can also give it kind of a red tint, or blue tint, green tint, or you can do kind of like a goldish tint. I'll show you that in a bit. But to give it that tint, just go up to where the channel is and press red, and then it's kind of got that red tint going on. There you go. To get gold, I believe it's, one sec actually, I believe you have to mess with the red and green. I'm about to find out. Yeah, so you just mess with the red and green a bit, and it kind of gives it that goldish feeling. And the more you bring it up, the more you can really tell. I'm gonna put that right there. Normally you're gonna want the green to be a little bit shorter than the red. Yeah, so right in there, it's just kind of that gold, warm feeling. I'll just get rid of that for now and just redo this little part. Bring that over. Alright. And another thing you can mess with is hue and saturation. And normally what I like to do is I like to bring the overall saturation down, and then mess with the blues and the reds and kind of give them more. And maybe put it right about there for -56, and then go into reds, and then you can bring the reds up. It's not showing up right now because there aren't any reds in this clip. If I bring up the cyans, his armor is kind of that cyan color, and the rest of the map is. And even if I fast forward, if I can find a headshot somewhere. What's that? Okay, so right there. So now if I go into the reds, and if I bring this way up, you can see how all the reds are really saturated. And if I go into master, you can bring this down to like -95. And go into the reds, and then put it like right there. You can still see the reds, but everything else is grayed out. So you can mess with that. It's really good for like themed edits. Normally, I mean, some people like to have the saturation a little bit up. Personally, I like having it around like -20-ish, somewhere in there. I just like the way it kind of grays it out a little bit more. And then once I do that, I'll go back into the reds, bring the reds up, and just kind of like any parts that kind of like highlight it, I kind of like bringing those up. So I'll normally, for Gears of War, I'll do cyans, blues, and reds, and just bring that saturation up, and then leave the mask a little bit lower. The next thing is exposure, and so bring the exposure up. And since Gears of War 1 typically is a pretty dark game, this is probably one of the brighter maps actually. But I like bringing the exposure up. That just kind of lets you see everything better, and it doesn't mess with the curves too badly. Or not really the curves, but it doesn't really mess with the way the clip looks too badly, except for you can see everything better. And so there's exposure. Another thing you get to do is CC toner. And if you're going for a vintage look, this is really good. And right away you can see it kind of gives you that sepia tone. And if you go to blend with original, bring that up around there, right about there. And you can see the difference just from turning it on and off. It kind of gives it that a little bit of an old-timey feel. And you can make it pentone or duotone. Really, tritone is fine. And if you mess with the midtones, you can make this any color you want. So you want to do it like that, and then, yeah, one sec. Oh yeah, I have to turn that on, obviously. See, so then it kind of gives it a deeper looking CC if you're kind of going for a dreamy type of thing. So you can use CC toner. You can also do tint, which basically does the same thing. It'll tint the darker parts and the lighter parts, two different colors, but CC toner is basically kind of an upgraded version of that, because you can do a bunch of different things and highlight in different ways. And if any of you guys use diffusion or anamorphic flare within Magic Bullet Looks, I'm going to show you how to do that just with glow. So first off, you just do kind of diffusion looking thing. Just put on glow, bring up the radius quite a bit. I always bring up the threshold quite a bit as well, and I bring the intensity down to 0.5. So if you turn that on and off, you can see it's a lot more subtle than diffusion. And threshold, what it does is, the higher the threshold, basically the more selective it is of where it applies a glow onto it. And say you want it to be like gold glow or green or red or whatever, for whatever you're doing, just go to glow colors, go to A and B, and then change, just make it red, I guess. So make color A red, make color B red, and then you can bring the intensity up, make threshold down, and then so you're getting this red glow everywhere. And you can mess with the colors, do all that stuff. And to get the anamorphic flare thing, all you have to do is under glow dimensions, just go from horizontal and vertical, or just horizontal. So you've got anamorphic flares, and same thing, the amount of flares, just mess with threshold, how wide you want them to be, mess with the radius, how faint or unfaint, whatever, just mess with the intensity. I mean, it's really all up to you guys, and you can always just duplicate this and maybe bring threshold down on this, and then change the colors. So then you've got like two different kind of flares going on, like you got a little bit of aqua and then red or whatever. You know, just mess around with that. And so I'll just go ahead and take these off. I'll leave those on, just the curves and all that for Gears 2, because the curves will look about the same. Okay. So this one is a Gears 2 clip. Alright, just put that underneath that. So Gears 2 isn't quite as dark of a game, so the exposure is going to be different, obviously. So just go to the exposure, drop it down a little bit. If you're still getting that feeling. And I always really like, for this game, bringing out the reds a lot. So for whatever reason, the reds are like really saturated in this game. It looks really awesome. when you mess with the hue and saturation with that. And then for toner, I mean, it's really just what you're going for, what song choice you have. I mean, if you're doing kind of a rap edit or something like some kind of old school thing, this is probably what I would go with. It's kind of that little orange tint in there. And if you put the glow back on, you can see it's pretty messed up. That's just because it's a brighter game. So just bring the radius up, bring the threshold way up, and then it's giving you like that really warm feeling. I mean, you don't have to add on glow. It's just if you're doing like electronic edit, like a glitch edit or something, it adds a little bit of pop to it. As you can see, as I'm like adding and subtracting it. So there's that. That's for here's 1 and 2. I'll get rid of that. Click on this. Gears 3 action. It feels like loading. There we go. So Gears 1 and 2, or Gears 2 and 3, the color corrections using this are pretty transferable. Even all 3 games really are, like using this because it's pretty clean and simple. I'll even try and add a little bit of goldish glow in there. Yeah. So there you go. There's a little bit of gold in there. I'll probably bring threshold up a tiny bit. Yeah, so there's that. Maybe bring the exposure down. Actually, that was fine. Yeah. And then maybe I'll reset the master because there is more saturated. It's just because there's more colors in Gears 3, to be completely honest. So mess with the master, bring the reds up. So then you kind of got pretty clean CC. You can use it for pretty much anything. I mean, if you just like mess with what I was showing you with, you can do a lot of different things. Glow, just that anamorphic flare thing. I mean, you can do everything from dubstep edits to rap edits to pretty much anything you want to do with this. It all depends on how extreme you make everything, how much you mess with it. But thanks for watching, guys. I hope you found this helpful. If you like seen any of my edits and you want to know how I did something, just leave a comment, and I'll make sure to try and go over that for you guys. And thanks for watching. But until next time, peace.